Very good morning, students. I hope you all are well. Yes. So from today we are going to start online classes. So I'm taking your maths class. Yes. So our chapter 11 shapes is already going on. We have done in the class, but one time I'm doing the revision because it's a long time. So might be you forget it. So first we'll do the revision till we have done this. Okay. Then we'll move for the next exercise. Okay, so let's start the revision, and the children who has not done in their book, so they will complete in their book also. Okay, so now let's start. So today's chapter is unit 11 shapes, and our topic is introduction of shapes. Okay, so there are two types of shapes, 2D and 3D. Yes, many times you heard about it that there is a 2D or 3D. What is a D? The D stands for dimension. D means dimension. So 2D dimension and 3D dimension. 2D shapes means which has 2 dimension, and the 3D shape it has 3 dimensions. So what is the means of dimension? See here. 2D shapes. 2D shapes means 2 dimension shapes. There are 2 dimensions, x and y. In 2D shape we have only 2 dimensions, x dimension and y dimension. The x is, this one is stands for the length, and the y dimension is tell us the height. If I am talking about the 2D shapes, so look here, it's a square. Yes, so it has length, this is the length, and this is the height. Yes, only two things here. Here also, in these shapes also we have length, this is the length of this square, and this is the height of this square. So two things are there in 2 dimension, length and height. But in 3D shapes, 3D means 3 dimension. 3 dimension we have one more extra dimension. X and Y already we have in 2 dimension. But here I am introducing the Z dimension also. This is the third dimension. So that's why this is called the 3D shapes, 3 dimension. In 3D dimension I have drawn a cuboid here. So it has length, height or width also. You can call it width, or you can call it, sometimes we call it breadth also. Okay, width and breadth, don't be confused with it. Both are the same thing. If I am talking about the 3 dimension, so see here. I have one cube in my hand. So in this cube we have length, this is the length, this is the height, but this is also had the depth also. See here, this is the width, or you can say the breadth. Okay, what is the breadth? This is the Z dimension. So this is called the 3D shapes, or we can call them solids. These are called solids, and these are called shapes, flat shapes, or you can say 2D shapes. So got it? What is the difference between 2D shapes and 3D shapes? 2D shapes have only 2 dimension, x and y, means length and height. But in 3D shape we have length, height, and this is the depth. Yes, this is the depth, or you can see the breadth of this shape. So these are the solids. 3D means solids, and if I am talking about 2D shapes, these are the flat shapes. Yes, these are called 2D shapes. So it is not in your book, but for your information I am telling this. So let's come on to our topic now. So now let's start the types of lines. Okay, so in this chapter we'll read about the types of lines. So you now know the shapes. Yes, different types of shapes, but to make the shapes we need the different type of lines also. Yes, so you have to know the name, that which line we are using. Yes, so now let's start from the point. Yes, so what is a point? A point tells the exact location. It has no length, breadth or height. Now you know what is the means of breadth. The point doesn't have any height, length and breadth, and it tells the exact location. If I am talking about the point, means where it is. It has the exact, it tells us the exact location. So this is called the point, and we indicate the point as this is the point. It has no length, no height and no breadth. Yes. And how we will write this? We will call it, like for example, if this is the point A and this is the point B. If I want to write this, so how we will write this? Point A. Yes, if you want to write this, how we will read this? Point B. Got it? Now for the second one is line. So lines are endless. The arrows at the two ends of the lines indicate that a line can be extended indefinitely in both the direction. We cannot measure the length of a line. Now what is a line? See here, two arrows are there. These two arrows indicate that we can extend it, we can stretch it in both the direction. There is no fixed length of a line. We cannot measure the line. Yes, because what is the means of arrow? That it can be extended in this direction to endless at any point. And here also we can stretch it into in this direction at any point. So there is no fixed length. Yes, it doesn't have any fixed length. We cannot measure it. And if there are two arrows on the line, it means this is called the line. Yes. And how we will write this? How we will read this? So this is line AB. How we will indicate the line AB? First we write A, B, and we'll make a small symbol of line here. This is line AB. Yes. If somewhere it is written line AB, this is a symbol of line, means this AB is a line. Okay. Got it? What is the line? Line does not have any fixed length. We cannot measure it. And both the end there is a two arrows are there, one arrow and two arrows at both the end. Yes, starting point, there is no starting point and no end point, so we cannot measure it. This is called the line. So now let's move for the next one. So next is a line segment. Line we have done. So after line, what we have? Line segment. What is a line segment? Line segment are small part of a line. We can measure the length of a line segment. What are the line segment? Line segment is a small part of a line. If I am talking about a line, this is a line. Yes, on both the end we have arrows. So line segment, if I am taking this part of this line, yes, I am taking out this part. So this is called the line segment. Means a small part of a line. What is a line segment? A small part of a line. This is called the line segment, and it doesn't have any arrow. That's why it has a fixed length. It has a fixed length, and both the end we have pointed. It has starting point also and it has end point also. So we can measure the line segment. Okay, we can measure the line segment, but we cannot measure the line. Line we cannot measure because there is no starting point and no end point. But line segment is a small part of a line. This is a small part of a line. So it has a starting point also and it has end point also. So we can measure the length of a line segment. It can be, you can say, if you want to draw a 2.3 centimeter line, it's a line segment. It's not a line. Okay. If I am saying just draw the 3.5 centimeter of line, so you will say, ma'am, it's a line segment because line doesn't have any fixed length. But if I am saying 3.5 centimeter means it's a fixed length, so it's a line segment. Got it? What is the difference between line segment and line? Line doesn't have any fixed length, we cannot measure it, and both the end is indicating by the arrows. But in line segment, no arrows is there. Yes. And how we will write this? If I am writing this, this is the line segment AB. So how I will write AB? A, B, and here I am making a symbol of line segment. Got it? If I am talking about AB line, so how will write AB line? This is the line AB. And this is the line segment of AB. Oh, got it? Difference between line segment and line. Clear? So now let's move for the next. So next is ray. What is rays? What are the rays? A ray has a start point but no end point. Yes, a nice example of rays is torch. Yes, if I am turning on the torch, so see rays are coming out. So we know that the rays is starting from here. Yes, this is the starting point. We know very well that the rays is starting from the here, but we don't know where it will go. Yes, till which end it will go. So it has a starting point. This is the starting point. A ray has starting point but no end point. There is no end point. It can be stretched into any length. Yes. So at the one side it has a starting point. So one side we will put the dot and the other side we will put the arrow. Arrow means we can stretch it to up any length. Yes. So what is the rays? The rays has starting point but it doesn't have any end point. There is no end point. Yes. Rays has starting point but it doesn't have the end point. So you can take the example of sun rays also. We know the sun rays is starting from the sun only. Yes. But we don't know till which end, till which length it will go. Clear? So these are called the rays. And how will indicate the rays? This is the fixed starting point is fixed, so we'll put the dot, and but there is no end point, so one side will put the arrow. And how we'll write that this is ray AB, this is ray AB. So we'll make a small ray upon the AB. This is called the ray AB. Clear? But we cannot measure the length of rays also. Like we cannot measure the length of line, because we can stretch it to both the direction, and the same way we cannot measure the length of rays also, because it has a one starting point but it doesn't have any end point. So we can stretch it up to any point. Yes. So we cannot measure the length of rays, and there is a fixed starting point but there is no end point. Got it? So now let's come on the next one. So next is, so now four things we have learned: point, line segment and rays. So now I am telling the difference. If I am writing all the things together, so you can know the difference. What are the difference between point, line segment and rays? And this table you have to draw in your notebook also. Okay. The same table you have to make in your notebook also, in your fair notebook, maths notebook. Okay. So now let's start. First point. This is the point A. It tells us the exact location. What the point tells us? Point tells us the exact location, and point doesn't have any depth, length and height. Okay. And how will indicate the point? If they are writing point A, so we'll write POINT, point A. In this way we will indicate the point A. Now second is the line. Yes, line. It doesn't have any starting point or end point. Yes, it don't have any fixed starting point or end point. So we cannot measure the line. And how will indicate the line? We'll indicate the line like this. This is the line AB. How will read this? Line AB. We will make a small symbol on the top. Line AB. Now this is the line segment. This is the line segment. It has fixed starting point and the fixed end point. Yes, it has fixed starting point and the fixed end point. Why it is? Because the small part of a line. The line segment is a small part of a line, so we can measure the line. Yes. Now the rays. Come on, the rays. Rays means it has a fixed starting point but it doesn't have any end point. Yes, it has fixed starting point, that the rays will start from here only, but it doesn't have any end point. So at the one side there is a dot and the other side we are putting a arrow. Arrow shows that we can extend it up to any point. Yes, so we cannot measure the point, we cannot measure the line, but we can measure the line segment, because it's a small part of a line. It has a fixed starting point and fixed end point, so we can measure the line segment. We cannot measure the rays also. Yes, so only line segment is the thing which we can measure. We cannot measure the line, we cannot measure the point, and we cannot measure the rays also. Now we'll do the exercise in a. So this is your maths course book. Okay, volume 2, and we are doing chapter shapes. This is the page number 41. Clear? And now we have done this one. This theory we have done: point, lines, line segment and rays. Now we will do let's try one. Okay, this is a page number 43 of your course book. So now let's read the instruction first. Many times I told you before starting the exercise you have to read the instructions carefully. If you are not getting what they have written, so just read it 2 times, 3 times or 4 times. Okay, then you will understand what they are asking. So now let's read. Name each line, line segment, ray and point. One has been done for you. What they are saying, name each line segment, ray and point. So they have given us few figure here, so we have to name them. Then either it is line or line segment or ray, and we have to give their name also. Yes, one has been done for you means one they have already done here. How we have to write? So this is the A and B. So what is this? This is line segment because there is no arrow. It has fixed and starting point and the fixed end point. So this is the line segment. So in this way we'll write line segment and we'll write this is AB. And how we'll indicate the line segment? We'll make a small line segment on the upside AB. Okay, this is the line segment AB. So now come on the B. Both the side we have arrow, it means it's a line because it doesn't have any fixed length. So how we will write? This is the line, and how will indicate the line? What is the name of this line? Line XY. So you will write XY and the small line symbol on the upside. Now this is the one side. It has a starting point but it doesn't have any fixed end point. Yes, so it means it a rays. What is this? Ray. So we will write this is the ray and Q, and in this way we will write ray and Q. Now next page, D, F, S. Both the end is here also we have arrow, here also we have arrow, means it doesn't have fixed line. It is a line. So line F, S. In this way we will write line F, S. Point Z. What about this? It has fixed starting point and the fixed end point. So this is called the line segment. So how will write it? Line segment MZ. Yes, this is the line segment MZ because it has a fixed length. Now come on to this. It has a fixed starting point but no end point. So this is the ray. So we'll write ray JY. Okay, ray JY. Now come on this. It's a fixed length, so it's a line segment. So line segment RM. This is the line segment RM. Now come on, this is a point B, and here this is again line VP. This is a ray CG, and this one is the ray UV. Okay, so this is the exercise you have done. This one you have to do on your own. From the image below, find and write an example of a point, ray, line segment and line. Okay. So in this figure you have to tell the name of the point. What are the points on this line? What are the rays on this line? What are the line segment on this line? And what are the lines on this line? So whatever we have done in this chapter, shapes, whatever I have written on the board, the same thing you have to note it down in your maths notebook. Okay, so homework I will send through the WhatsApp. Bye bye to you all. Take care of yourself.